Alright guys, here we want to go through and teach you some of the basics of GeoGebra. Okay? So you're going to have an exercise. I'm going to have you do certain things, points, lines, angles, and the likes. Okay? So just pay attention to this video closely and then maybe practice on your own. Okay? Now when you open up, you may or may not have this screen that I have. Okay? It's a couple things. So one thing, this button over here, okay, can turn off the grid, okay. You can say, I want the grid off, in which case I'm going to go clear. And we can also, as you can see, turn off the axes. And maybe that's what you want, okay. Now, there's a couple windows here. This is the window where we draw everything on this side. Over here is algebra window, okay. So we're going to close out the algebra window, okay? And that's going to be within the view, okay? Within the view, you see, we have the algebra window clicked, open. We'll show you that later, but for now, just check out the graphics window, okay? So we close the algebra window. Now here is pretty much where we can design any of the concepts we've been talking about, okay? Our tools up here, points, okay? Click on the first icon. Everywhere we draw a point, okay? Maybe you want to have, okay, those points tagged, A, B, C, D, okay? So let's show you how that's done. Okay, let's go back. This is the undo. I can undo everything, okay? So if I want my points tagged, I come over here and I say, okay, in this menu, I want to look at, okay, my menu here is the things I want to look at in this menu are my options down here. I'm going to options, okay? In the options, I want to choose labeling, okay? And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to label new points only, okay? So that one's checked. Options, all right, come up. This menu item, options, okay, labeling, choose new points only. Now, when I go to the point menu, okay, wherever I click a point, it's labeled A, B, C, okay? All right, so those are 3 points, 3 coplanar points, okay? Now, undo, simple, okay. Through any 2 points, we know there's a line, so we can draw a line through any 2 points. There we go, from A to B. Truth of the matter is we don't have to have, okay, the points to draw a line. We could just say, I'm going to draw the line, okay, and it's going to be starting here at C, and I want to go in this direction. So that's line CD, okay? So there's 2 lines, which are not parallel. Well, supposing I want to draw a line parallel to AB. Well, here's what I got to do, okay? Here's an option here for parallel, okay? But I can't draw a parallel unless, okay, I first have a point that's not on the line, okay? So I'm going to put another point somewhere off of the line. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to use this tool, okay, to draw a parallel. And the menu there says select point and the parallel line. So I'm going to go through C and parallel to AB. Now you can see I can move this and it will, okay, always maintain parallel. I can move point B, C, but it will, the line which, okay, the line which contains C is always going to be parallel. Now you say, well, I want to name that line because a line we know is named for 2 points and there's only 1 point on there. So I can come back here and I can say a point on the object. So it says point on the object, select the object and the point. And so select the object. So I want another point on here. There it is. Okay? Maybe you say, I want to move that. Well, then you click on this arrow and you can move that anywhere along the line, but it won't come off of the line. Again, okay, since AB was the original line, moving that will maintain the parallels. So there's some nice parallel lines that always be parallel. Let's draw another line parallel to each of those. So I'll take another point somewhere down here, and I'm going to go through that parallel. Okay, that's this tool here, right? Parallel, parallel right there. Okay, parallel, select that point, select the line you want it parallel to. Okay, now I have, okay, my set of 3 parallel lines. Okay, I can move them anywhere, which way. I can move this point E. Maybe I want to, again, let's say I want to draw A, B, C, D, and E, F parallel. So I need to put a point on F. Again, I'm not just going to say, oh, here it is on F, because guess what's going to happen? We're going to say, wow, I moved that, the point didn't go on there. So I want to undo that and get rid of that point. And what I want to do is I want to put a point on the object. So click right here and use a point on the object. Okay? All right. Let's talk about segments. Okay? Let's talk about segments. Undo everything. Okay? Segments. Here's a segment. All right? Here's a segment. There's a segment. Thing about segments is that they have measurement, right? I want to know how long is that segment. So here's a tool up here, and it says, okay, I want to find the length of that, or the distance of it. And it says select the 2 points or a segment, and it'll tell you. All I have to do is point to it. It's going to tell me. There it is, 9.71. There it is, 7.06. If I click on the arrow, change the length, it's going to change. All right? It's going to change. All right? All right. So let's also, what else can I do with a segment? I can find a midpoint. Okay? If I find a midpoint, it is, okay, in this, it's a point. So I go to this point tool and I click on the midpoint. The midpoint. Okay? And I click on the segment and there's the midpoint. I click on this segment and there's its midpoint. And regardless of how I stretch these, okay, regardless of how I stretch these, okay, they're always going to be such that E is the midpoint of AB and F is the midpoint of, okay, CD. All right, so now let's see what else we know. Well, let's say I wanted to make a segment of a given length. Well, there's that option, right? So say a segment of a given length, select a point, then enter the length. So, okay, put a point, and I say, what do I want this to be? Well, 12 units. 12, okay? There's 12, all right? I want a segment congruent to that. That option is still available. Here it is, another 12, okay? And there it is. And do they have to be parallel? No, they don't need to be parallel. Okay, can I move them? Yes, okay? Now, what if I move them and I said I want to find where they intersect? Because if they're parallel, they don't intersect. And segments can be parallel just as well as lines. So if I say, okay, let's move them and let's find out where they intersect. And I say, can I just put the point where they intersect? Well, you think? Maybe, okay? Maybe, maybe not. See what happens? I move it. But look what happens every time I move it. That point marks the intersection. Okay. Well, that may not always prove to work well for you. So I'm going to back out, undo that, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to say, let's find the point where, okay, they intersect. The point where they intersect. Okay. So I'm going to select the 2 objects, that one, and it's going to label the point where they intersect. Okay. And that's always going to be the case. Now if I move it, okay, it's always going to show me where they intersect. Okay, it's always going to show me where they intersect. Now, since we have this, we have, okay, angles. So let's do some angle measurement, and then we'll terminate this video. Okay, so I want to measure some angles. Now we know that we were told angles could be measured, okay, using 3 letters. GeoGebra, yes, it's going to be 3 letters, but we have to select them in a certain way. We always have to select them. This is very important. We always have to select them in a certain fashion, okay, in the clockwise fashion, okay? And we know the clock moves around this way, Clock moves around this way. So we need, if I want to measure this angle here, I need to measure the points in this sense, which means, okay, come up, here's my measuring tool, here's my angle, okay, select the points in a certain way, 1, B, E, D, okay, and there's my angle, B, E, D, all right, B, E, D, all right. Now, notice what happens if I don't select these in the clockwise sense, okay, if I don't select them in the clockwise sense, I'm not going to get the right angle. So here again, let's measure this angle, A, E, C, okay? And you can come and you can actually put that out so it's easier to see, all right? And it's one more thing, getting a little lengthy, but that's all right. You should be learning a lot right here. Let's just say I want to make an angle, and, okay, I want to make an angle of 37 degrees. So, again, let's see what it said again. It says what? Select 3 points or 2 lines. That's not that one. I want to select, okay, an angle of a given size. Select the leg point, select a point, okay, and then select another point that defines the ray and define the angle. All right, defaults to 45. Let's say we want 65, okay? 65, and then we click OK. Now, this says counterclockwise, so you might want to check the difference. Remember, we always name them clockwise, okay? You might just want to see. Now, there's my angle, okay? There's my angle. But, okay, where's the points on it? Well, you can come now, okay, and you can kind of trace that out and make an angle out of that if you want, okay? So, let's try this again. Let's try. Make an angle, select the leg, a vertex, then enter a size. Select the leg point, vertex, and measure the size, okay? Sometimes it's easier to just play around with this and check it, okay? So we're going to do it again. This is one segment, and I'm going to say we're going to make the angle of 90. Let's do a right angle. Punch that at 90, okay? There we go. All right, now there's 90, okay? That's a 90-degree angle. But what we want to do is we want to draw the segments in there. Front H, yep, cancel. Have to draw the segment here, right? Draw a segment, and then segment along that 90 right there, okay? So that we got that 90-degree angle, real nice. Okay, some of the tools for GeoGebra. That'll do it for now. Sorry, I got a little long-winded, but that's it. Okay? There you go.